Well, I have a little bit of an update on my Arsenal Delanne 10, and this has to do with the mold that I made, where I used the cloth and the wood glue to keep the cost of making the mock down, and then I made a fiberglass mold. What I do is I have the mold here from the little test plane, and I waxed it really good, and I'm going to brush glue in, and then newspaper, and then glue and fiberglass, and then I'm going to a couple layers. The first failure of the experiment, basically. I tried brushing the wood glue in, and as I expected, it was real nice for a minute, and then it all separates down. So I'm going to try letting it dry for a while and brushing it again, because as soon as you brush it, it does go on. And worst case, I'll just go right to the paper pulp, because I know that works, and do other layers on top of it. So we'll see. Okay, what I've done, I solved that problem. I brushed in the glue. Before it had a chance to separate much, I sprinkled in a real fine sawdust. And that's an idea I had like years ago to mold parts of speaker enclosures, and I ended up using just resin because I needed, a lot more volume. But it's already starting to turn very well dry. I had it in front of a fan, but it's completely covered, and it's really just a thin layer. So I'm going to put one more layer of glue on and make sure that it's all covered. The idea is that I need it to be totally to the outside surface where the wax is, so that it holds the shape really good. Plus, I want to be able to sand it, and I'm not sure how much the sawdust is going to affect that. And this will give it a little bit of a hard surface. You know how glue is harder to sand than like wood or paper pulp, I'm sure. So hopefully I'll be able to sand this. I thought I was going to have to do it in little strips to get it down in, but I just used my water-done glue and saturated the paper. And the only problem with doing a small plane like this, it's going to weigh more because I can't squeegee out the glue like I did on the mud duck. So but I do have the mold. If this works out, I have the mold for the large. But people watching the mud duck video saw this, they would be mad. Why are you working on that? How about finishing up that stinking mud duck? Roughly cutting off, just leaving at least a ½ inch, so that I have something to grab onto to pull it out of the mold. Although I think it's going to come out pretty good. As you can tell, besides being able to make multiples of this, if it turns out to be a good design, that is, and being able to replace parts should you, some people crash, I never do that. But the other thing is, it is very fast. If you took all the time I had on this, it would be hard to make it faster any other way. With as much detail and shape as I think it's going to have, the rest of it flat. And adding another layer of glue. And by the way, I found that with that first layer, I was able to run my fingers across it and chase the bubbles right out the end. And even the extra glue came out, some of the extra glue. So I don't think that's going to be a concern even with this small mold. Always wash your fingers before you touch the camera. Well, we say whoosh in Pittsburgh. Here's the results. After I put in the first layer of glue with a little bit of wood pulp in it, and that dried, I put in the layer of paper, a layer of fiberglass and glue, a layer of paper on top of that, and then one more layer of glue and fiberglass. And I'd like to show you the results. This one I already loosened up and pulled out. I would call this definitely a success, because It seems to be very strong. I still got to do some more testing on it, but very lightweight. It's a little difficult to get it started coming out of the mold, but not much more than it would be if I made it out of fiberglass. Very smooth. I mean, practically ready for paint now, and man, very lightweight. So I'm going to go ahead and make the molds for the wings, and throw some landing gear on it, and see what happens. Thanks for watching.